the Allen bolts on each side, what you'll want to do is lift the lever up, then you can simply slide this direction. Then you'll need a 3/4 inch box wrench, and you want to loosen the caps on what we call the bearing blocks. This will allow the X pipe to pivot very easily. The forward one will move in the direction you want it to go. The back one, just slide that back so it's out of the way. Then, by pivoting the X pipe, you can drag the whole assembly out towards you, which is what we're showing there. So now, when you get your width set at 14 inches, just where we want it, you need to get everything back into the proper place. So once you have the pipe, the X width set, and you get these blocks set like so, what you want to do is index the center block to the outer block. So gently push the lever down and turn each block until they're all lined up and the lever assembly goes in. Now you've set the X, the width of that. Before you lock these Allen wrenches back off, we're also going to want to set the pitch. So when you want to set the pitch, after the width of the X is set, you want to slide in the Z-pole to the desired height and the depth that you want. Then, what you want to do is temporarily lock off these clamps. That'll hold that in place. Once these are snug, what you want to do is tighten down the Z clamps. This aligns the two clamps on the pole. Then you tighten these 6 bolts on the end of the X arm. Once you get your pole inserted into the clamps, lift the lever up and then pivot the pole down. Now, you'll see that these notches here are very close to where they want to be. So get them so they line up perfectly, drop your block in, and you'll notice that since these bolts on the clamp rings are loose, you're still able to pivot the pole. This allows you to adjust the pitch. Once you have the pitch close to where you want it, you'll take the stainless steel assembly bolts that come with your mount and you'll slide them in, one there and one on the opposite side. What these do is they clamp the locking rings together nice and tight. This holds the thrust of the X pipe close to the clamp blocks, which allows no play. So you put a couple of nuts and washers on the back side and you tighten these up. You'll notice that right here we have a small gap. So you want that gap to disappear. Once the washers are on there, tighten the nuts down like so, and just watch that gap get smaller and smaller. Once the gap is the same width as the shim washer in there, you're all set. So now you want to make sure that your shear block tucks into the notches like so. These are nice and tight. And then double check your pitch and make sure it's exactly where you want it. If you have a vessel with a raked deck, it may look funny compared to the deck, but it'll be 90 degrees to the keel. Once that's set, take your same assembly wrench that comes with your mount and retighten the bolts till it's just snug, and work that in a star pattern all the way around. Once you do one side just snug, do the opposite side. And this pays to take your time and work it in that star pattern from snug to medium to hard, so it's locked in nice and tight. And like I said, if you take about 3 turns on each star pattern, that'll bring them together really evenly, and that's the concept, is to have an even torque on each of the bolts around the whole power.